We read in your biography that you were quite getting lost everywhere. How's Prague so far?
Well, Prague is beautiful, and it's it's actually a good skill to get lost here. Everywhere you go, there's some beautiful building and wonderful people to help me out.
Have you visiting Prague for first?
No, this is my second time. I was in Prague almost 20 years ago, actually, just for a day.
Oh.
But I forgot how pretty it is here. I'm actually going to extend my trip through the weekend so that I can do a little sightseeing.
We heard about it. Wave is awesome and everything. It's like now the biggest wave in the internet. What's the future for like the developers and the users? We saw some demos how it can be used. How the Google is going to make money and how the developers are going to work there.
So first of all, the whole thing depends on users. Like we're only in a preview stage now. We have several 100,000 users. It's still very small numbers given how big the world is, but it's looking promising. And so once we get the software finished, hopefully it'll grow to many millions of users, and also hopefully we won't be the only wave provider. And we're hoping that other organizations will pick this up. And in fact, I didn't get a chance to mention it, but Novell. I don't know if you know Novell.
Yeah.
Novell, they
the Federation Protocol.
Exactly. They announced just yesterday that they were going to support it. It's the first major company to make the announcement. And we know there are other people working on it. But so now imagine sort of a blanket of wave server with millions and millions of users, and that's a really powerful platform to build applications on top of. Like I showed you a full range of it, from games to really hardcore business process modeling in the enterprise, like real work type applications. And there's a couple of ways we plan to make money. These, by the way, are ideas. They're not promises. I'm just speculating here. So number one, we have a product called Google Apps, which is a bundle, Gmail, Docs, Calendar, and so on. We sell it for $50 per year per user to enterprises. And we'll add Wave to that. In fact, we already are running tests with about 100 companies that have Wave as part of their Google Apps installation. And it'll help drive the sales. So it's the same price, bigger bundle, we'll sell more. The other thing is, I mentioned it on the stage, that we're considering building a marketplace for Wave applications. So that if you build a Sudoku game and you want to charge your users $1 for it, then we'll help you do that and we'll do a revenue.
I don't know how many people are going to do this. But with Wave, with so many people now, there are not quite so many there. The Wave is quite slow, even in the modern browsers on the modern machines.
Yes.
Do you want to are you waiting for the big influence in terms of JavaScript?
Oh no. This is all on our side. Your browsers are plenty powerful. We just haven't finished the work yet. Now, I'll give you an example. One thing, if you've tried it, you'll find really slow. It's opening a wave that has say 100 messages or 200 messages. It's very slow.
Yeah.
Because it's just to illustrate how early in the process we are. When you open the wave, we load the entire wave into memory, render the entire thing in the browser's DOM, and it just takes a long time. And the obvious answer is to only load the part you're looking at and only render the part you're looking at, and then as you're scrolling, you render more and more of it.
Which brings more bugs and problems. Yes. The main thing as it's now used is the collaboration, like real-time collaboration. Not just substitute for email or instant messaging. Just like get a bunch of people and get write things together.
I think that's exactly right. I think it's mixing up real-time collaboration with discussion. That's the really powerful thing, and having these long-lived waves where when you're together you can work really fast on it, but then if one person has to leave, it's all there for them when they come back the next day. I think it's this kind of mix of stuff that makes it really powerful. I think the real thing that's going to make Wave take off is the applications that you guys will build on top. That's where I think you don't see that yet because there's so few of them, but that's where the real power is.
I noticed that there's a sort of mobile version of Google Wave, which is like there's a page that is telling you do not use Wave on the mobile, but when you click through, it's quite good. Do you have any plans in this space?
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. We're a relatively small team. Well, actually, we're a sizable team, but we have a lot of work. We only have like half of a guy working on the mobile version. So So we use Google Wave Toolkit, which does make it easier to it's actually the same website, it's just formatted differently in the browser. But it's a lot more work to optimize it for the less powerful devices. And we think that with like modern devices, like a new iPhone, some of the Android devices that are coming out, it will be perfectly possible. We just haven't done the work yet. Like in particular for mobiles, we have to do work of. So the whole application is pretty big. We have to chop it into smaller pieces and dynamically load them, which Grit helps you with. It doesn't do it completely automatically. You have to tell it where you want it to cut, and Grit actually does the cutting for you. We just haven't done that yet. You hear me say this a lot. We just haven't done that yet.
Yeah, a lot of work and a lot of presentations. How do you see the Wave becoming in like 2 years, 3 years?
Well, I have.
It will be the main tool everybody will use, or the main money seller for
Not in
Google.
2 years. Not in 2 years. I think this is more a 5-year thing. I mean, you can tell from the reactions we're getting that there's a lot of excitement, but there's also a lot of, this is new, complicated, this will take a while to learn. And again, when the real power comes when it gets integrated into these other things, that sort of stuff will take some time.